Hola mi gente, greetings, ¿cómo estamos? How are we? Wepa, pa que tú lo sepa, Capricorn. Okay, Capricorn, do you hate me? Please don't hate me. Oh my God, last week wasn't even a full week of July. This is the first full week in July. Anyway, I digress. There's so many things going on, Capricorn. Hello, hola mi gente, greetings, ¿cómo estamos? How are we? It's Shay Alexander. La negra tiene sazón. Sprinkle with sazón. Apothecary, botanica, I sell the things, community. Come on, we know. Cappies, what's really going on with y'all? Because I literally, this is like the 4th or 5th attempt at shooting this video. And the only problem with the other videos is that they were too long before I even got into the card pull. I'm still like, Spirit has so many downloads for you. And if I don't shut up soon, it's going to happen again. So I have to get through this. But I'm going to start this off by saying the intention of this reading is to be your July 2025 forecast. We're going to talk about the full moon in your sign that's coming up this Thursday, July 10th. But Capricorn, some of you really need a reading. Some of you really, out the gate, I'm going to say that because, again, I was talking about like there's anecdotes and there's astrological things that are important that are surrounding this full moon. But Spirit is just on my head top with this deluge of information that I really feel like you need to hear. So I'm going to try to surmise it and then get into the cards. First thing that came up for me, Cappies. You may be experiencing a lot of, really what it is so much in conjunction with the astrological tea. This is the truth, right? If you don't follow me on IG, please go and do that at Negra Tiene Sazón on Instagram, because I speak more at length and in depth about the astrological transits and lunations taking place this week. Uranus moving into Gemini, Sirius Gateway, the full moon in Capricorn, as well as Saturn returning to retrograde in Pisces for a little bit before it stations direct in Aries. Excuse me. So go over there, check that out. I speak about those things, but I say that to say that there's a lot of astrological pressure on you right now, Capricorn, and it's intense, and this moon is going to be very important for you. Now, the first thing coming up is that there's pressurized tensions coming from every angle. It feels like financial stress and pressure. It feels like professional stress and pressure. So you may not be getting squeezed financially from the work situation, right? Like your money, the job that you have may be paying you well. So the financial pressure is not from the professional pressure, but the money that you have is being spread out, spread thin, or, you need to space out your due dates or something like that. And then at work, they're on your head. You're not fighting over raises and contracts and that kind of stuff, but it's just so much busy work and busy things that you have to do. And I feel like, Capricorn, in all of these areas of your life, it feels like you're kind of fed up with it all. And again, there is pressurized tension coming from all sides as well as above and below. So Saturn is your ruling planet, right? And we understand, I'm going to do a whole series on this for real. But we understand that our governing planet is our parental figure in the sky, if you will, right? So Saturn is big daddy energy. Capricorn, that's your daddy. And right now, Saturn is sextile Uranus. Now, sextiles, conjunctions, trines, we love, because that means that the energy is gelling well. Romantically, even beautifully. When we see oppositions, that's energy that makes it difficult for us to get along, right? And we don't want to deal with that. So we understand that Saturn, your sky daddy, is malefic, not meaning that he has bad intentions, but he's just not with the shits. He's meeting up with Uranus, who is your, I say this all the time, Uranus is your recovering cracky uncle, okay? Who been in the streets, who've been out the game for a long time, and Uranus comes into the family dynamic to say, some shit ain't right. I don't know, but something ain't right? And then Pluto is your uncle that used to run with Uranus, but Pluto's a little bit more advanced in their recovery. Uranus just got out of rehab, okay? And so they want to come and stick it to the man. They want to come and say to you, And let me tell you what I learned. I'm emotionally intelligent now. And so Uranus comes kind of disruptive and abrasive in a way, right? Pluto is light years away from that recovery phase. So they may have relapsed a little bit, went retrograde, right? Came back, took the lay of the land again, understood that the approach needed to be a little bit different. So, excuse me, Saturn is also sextile Pluto, which is currently retrograde. And then Saturn is also conjunct Neptune, which is currently also retrograde, stripping away illusions. So why is this important for you, Capricorn? Well, because on Thursday, when this full buck moon comes into focus, this is an invitation to cut the bullshit out once and for good, once and for all, for a real long time, if not forever. Again, Saturn does not play games, neither does Uranus, neither does Pluto. Uranus stations into a sign for 7 years. It just came out of Taurus yesterday, stationing into Gemini for the next 7 years. Okay, 7 years. So, and then Pluto is also a planet that travels in a sign for a long time. So with this happening, we're looking at people, situations, and most importantly for you, Capricorn, most important for you is the habits that need to shift, change, or break entirely, completely under this full moon and this Uranus and Gemini transit. Because again, these are lifestyle behaviors that you may be bonded to because they feel familiar, you've done them for a long time, people you've known for a long time, etc. But with this shift, with these planetary shifts changing signs, what you're being asked to do is to step outside of what has always worked for you. So there is a lot of humbling that needs to happen here. And I feel like the pressure is on. And Capricorn, if you are in spaces with people, I would hope that you are. Usually you are the person in the room, so sometimes it's difficult. But if you are a real one and you're highly evolved, Capricorn, you should be in community with people who will speak to you the way you speak to people, okay? Excuse me. This is the sign of a truly evolved Capricorn, someone who can dish it as well as they can take it. And that's not always your forte. Y'all love to walk, very similar to Virgo. Y'all love to walk into a room and tell everybody what the fuck to do. But then when somebody says something to you, you want to fight. So I digress. But Capricorn, you need people in your corner in your life who are going to tell you, this ain't it, baby. You can do better. I believe in you. I trust you. This has to stop. And it's things, again, that you've been doing for a long time. Styles of communication specifically being highlighted here because of Uranus and Gemini. Approaches to authority figures, approaches to structure in your life and other people's structure. Because you are such a boss and such a leader, Capricorn, sometimes you have a hard time following other people's rules. Now, the rules of society are changing. Pluto, Neptune, Uranus, trine Mars. Mars is in Virgo. There's a lot of structural reset that's happening in the collective and then for us individually. But your goal here, because this is your moon, this is a personal moon for you, Capricorn, is to really challenge yourself. You're being asked to confront your ego this moon. You're being asked to confront the mirror and look at yourself and ask yourself, are you truly proud of yourself? Are you wearing the pants that someone else put on for you? Are you striving for a goal that you set at a time and now it doesn't make any more sense? There's a hard real-time look at yourself and how you may have been your own barrier in I'm trying to give you a number, but really, I'm going to say, let's look at the last 7 years, right? Because when Uranus moved into Taurus, that was something that all the fixed signs felt, but it also was something that the fellow earth signs felt. No different from how mutable signs and air signs are going to feel this shift of Uranus and Gemini. So once Uranus had moved into Taurus in 2018, all of the earth signs had to do some shifting as well. And so the changes may not have been as catastrophic for you as they were for Taurus dominance. But Capricorn, you absolutely felt it, right? Because it was in your modality of Earth. And so at that time, 2018, think back, have you moved since then? Did you move into a new place in 2018 that you since moved out of, right? And think about the years and the timelines and transitions, right? There is some type of review, something that you're being asked to look back into specifically from the last 7 years. And then something you're being asked to course correct so that it can change the way that you sustain these business relationships, these business transactions, conversations. It could be something as simple as, like how you keep your books because your business is about to blow up in the best way, but your bookkeeping and record keeping systems are not well to do. Or it could literally mean that the person that you've been laying next to for the last 10 years, right? You've been in a relationship for 10 years and you got married 7 years ago in 2018. And now you're realizing this is not my person, okay? Whatever that is, this full moon, this full buck moon on the 10th, Caps, are asking you to make a list, jot it down, check it twice, and be honest with yourself about what needs to happen next. There is no, because Neptune is retrograde and Pluto is retrograde, right? There is no illusion around this. There's no talking yourself out of this, no negotiating, because that's what you do, right? The Pisces effect is a little bit more delusional. It's, oh, well, maybe I could do that and then I could, or that problem doesn't exist. Let's just keep moving like it doesn't exist. Capricorn will try to negotiate the problem, right? Try to say, well, I see your problem and I raise you one. Here, take this problem off my hands. I'll take that problem off your hand. And maybe we can get this person, and always trying to negotiate things. This is an emotional transit for you, Capricorn. And we know emotions is not your forte. It's not your favorite thing. And that's why this is going to be a difficult moon. And that's why you cannot avoid the work. Because if you try to avoid the work, you're going to end up doubling down on the pain and the sacrifice that it has cost you over the last 7 years. So hear me well, and heed me well, Capricorn. Okay? All of this energy is being amplified around your sign during this full moon for a reason. Take advantage of it. Else, the last 7 years will look like the next 7 years. Hope that helps. So we ask the only spirits of light enter into this space. The spirits of darkness find your light elsewhere. You are not welcome here. Whoa, that's how true it is. Give me some messages for the remainder of the month of July for the Capricorn Collective here on IG. Whoa. The other channeled message that I got before I sat down was, you see this plant over here in the corner is dying a little bit. I may or may not be able to salvage it. We'll see. But that plant is called Ru or Ruda. And it is a plant that we use in my traditions to quita maldición, right? To take away badness and negativity. And it is said in my traditions that if you cannot keep a Ru plant healthy and alive, it is indicative that you have a lot of negativity around you. Now, there are environmental factors, of course. We had a heat wave here in New York. It needs to be repotted. I gave it to my 10-year-old to take responsibility for. And Spirit didn't like that because when I bought the plant, I made a spiritual agreement with this plant. And part of that agreement was not to have my daughter shoulder the responsibility. So there are environmental factors. But aside from that, this is my 3rd or 4th or 5th Ru plant. I've never been able to keep Ru alive because there's consistent hate and jealousy and betrayal around me, right? I'm aware of that. That's the life that I live. And so that's why this is my life. I have to do constant cleansings and all of that to get that away from me. I share that with you, Capricorn, to say that some of you need to be tending to the plants in your home better because it has to do with your air quality. Some of you have asthma, asthmatic children, pets, or problems. The other thing is some of you need a Ru plant as a litmus test, as a baseline to see how long does this thing survive here. 1, to gauge your own nurturing skills. Can I be loving and emotional and caring to a thing that doesn't give back to me immediately? But also you need to gauge the energy in your space. How long does it take for that plant to wither when you're taking care of it? You're watering it, you're making sure the soil is right. But the people that that transit your home, is that what's killing the plant? Are you noticing that when you come home from work that the plant looks a little bit more down, right? Are you paying attention? Paying attention. Some of you need to be tending to plants, and specifically a rue plant, because it wants to converse with you and let you know about who's in your life and who's not in your life. So, give me one more, Spirit. That's true. Wow. Wow. Okay, I love that. So, Capricorn, for the month of July, I asked, what are the messages we need to know? The Chariot is here with the Page of Coins. Two of Coins is also here with the Queen of Cups. And then you have the Six of Wands here. July feels like an ambitious month. It feels like there are... I want to say many roads to success that could possibly open up for you. It requires balance and care, though, as I mentioned earlier. So the Chariot with this Six of Wands here lets me know that opportunities to be celebrated are coming. That's the specific thing here. It's like, it's not just, oh, you're going to have an opportunity to collaborate. You're going to have an opportunity to create. You're going to have, no, it's saying, get ready, get dressed. Make sure you have the clothes in your wardrobe to celebrate, to walk the red carpet, to do the interview, to do the podcast, to do the photo shoot. For some of you, this is about elevating in actual status, right? You see how this star is sitting on her head. So it's like somebody is going to star level status. You may become a star, right? Celebrity, go viral. I feel like your fan base is changing, or your client base is changing. Maybe you're going to start connecting with celebrities more. Oh, look, she has a star on her head too. Look at that. You're going to be connecting with celebrities more. Maybe, again, those will be your clientele base, or interacting with them, or getting a contract maybe with famous people, rich people, well-to-do people, well-to-do. Page of Pentacles is here, so that lets me know it's something that you've been thinking about watering for a long time, right? That it's on its way. And then the Two of Pentacles is here with the Queen of Cups. Like I said, it's going to require you to balance heart, mind, to balance skill sets. Once again, Capricorn, you're being asked to be vulnerable. You're being asked to be vulnerable, to say, I need help. Look at the sun, how she's sitting here. Like, I need help, guys. I know it's hard for you because you guys want to do it all. But that's what self-sabotage looks like. The sun is here, that's Leo energy. The Chariot is here, that's Cancer energy. When I clarified the sun, the Seven of Wands and the Knight of Wands came out. So yeah, the overarching message here for you for July, Capricorn, is that you really need to preserve your energy, because there is success that's coming to you. But you need to write that list down. You need to write that list down about the things that are not working. And maybe this is one of the things on your list, the Seven of Wands energy. This constant need to push through and persevere, and one more take, one more try. 5 more minutes before we call it a night. Because you're burning yourself out. You're burning the candle at both ends. Some of you are falling out of love with the thing that you're pursuing so hard. And I feel like it's not the current pace, your current work ethic, your current approach is just not sustainable, and it's not conducive also to the blessings that Spirit wants to give you. You see, this is juggling energy here, right? And you see all the king's horses and all the king's men trying to come through, but you don't have enough arms. Your arms are boxed in because you are stretching yourself too thin. You need to find some balance here. You need to find some serenity, some yoga, some peace, some meditation. I don't know. But you definitely cannot continue on this way, because again, the key factor here, Capricorn, is looking at your life. What have the last 7 years looked like? Confinement, isolation, burnout, misunderstandings between business partners and people who matter to you, and what do you want the next 7 years to look like, and then what needs to shift in between to make that happen. Not everything is someone else's fault, Capricorn. I know it's hard to believe, but it's true. You can approach people and ask them for what you need, and you also have to get more creative with learning how to ask. I know it's difficult to say, I'm tired, I need your help, whatever the case may be. So figure out how to make it funny. Send somebody else to do it. Make a meme. I don't know. You gotta get comfortable being uncomfortable. That really is the message here for you. So let's get an oracle, and then we'll be out of here. So what are the oracle messages for Capricorn? Woo. Mirror Guardian, take time to reflect. Take time to reflect, my love. Whoa, it's a lot. Magic Guardian, unlock the magic within. Snake, shed old skin. Some things are just not working for you, Cappies. I'm sorry. Shaman, trust in higher forces. Okay. And one more. Wise one, grow within your current situation. Now, the tail end of this message here, Capricorn, is that you really, guardian angel, you are not alone. You need to know that you're not alone. And so you have to access other wisdoms. Because you can be so brilliantly business-minded, sometimes you do lose touch and lose sense with the spiritual forces that guide you. And a lot of you Capricorns are very spiritual, but you have a hard time accepting and following through on that because it doesn't make a lot of sense to you, and it certainly don't make enough money. But some of you know that you need to be sitting with your wise ones, your wise elders from whatever traditions you follow or have learned or have been grown in, or you need to go and sit with a shaman, take some plant medicine, get some things out of your body and your system, and you need to be tapping into your own magic. If that's hoodoo, if that's prayer and meditation, if that's just crocheting or braiding hair to get your mind out of your mind, and also to allow you to commune with the gifts that God gave you and with other community, then you need to be doing that. But for some of you, you do need to really truly be in spiritual spaces. Go back to church, go to a tambol or a bembe, call your witchy friends and do a full moon ritual on Thursday. But something got to give, Capricorn. This is not working out. And I want the next 7 years for you to be industrious and not you looking forward to the next Uranus transit when you're 7 years older and 7 years wiser, but 7 years behind the goal that you set for yourself. So I hope that was helpful for someone. My goodness. If this connected with you, then please like, comment, share, subscribe. You know how that go. Books are currently open for all services. Botanica is open for all products and things. Limpiezas, private baths, spiritual consultations, and spiritual development sessions are available if you need some one-on-one guidance, like about unlocking your magic, connecting with an elder, right? So I love you. All the links and things will be below. You know how it go. And I hope to see you soon. Happy July, Capricorn. And happy full moon to you. Be well.